Hi everyone, it's Mandy here. Some of you know me as Kasha Gray, and today I'm going to bring you some techniques of a beach theme layout. I'm using Cottage Farms pink Paislee papers that were in the Scraps of Elegance kit Home Sweet Home for July. I'm basing this layout on a similar layout that I've done before. I'll show you here. I used some mesh on this layout from some gems I got at the Dollar Tree. Here is this wonderful product you can add to your layouts. And then of course I used some Lindy Stamp Gang mists, Caribbean Blue, Canna Lily Burnt Orange, and Bucket o' Blood Red. So I just dripped some on, but that's okay because I have Mod Podge. So yes, this layout is full of many techniques. Right here you can see a snakeskin effect. What I did was I put the mesh, laid it down in the Mod Podge. I sprayed various colors of Lindy Stamp Gang, and then when this almost dried, I lifted it and it created like a snakeskin effect. So I thought that was pretty neat. But that's that layout. And then from there, the last but not least, I added all these shells and gems and all kinds of things throughout. This piece here is from Gina's design. I sprayed with Lindy Stamp Gang and altered that. But let's get started on this project. The first step for this, what I did is I printed off the computer on regular 8.5 by 11 printer paper, and I just cut it out, and then I added golden molding paste to, things are wet here, let me just dry this off. Anyway, I added golden molding paste below it and over the photo because I want it part of, like, it blends into the paper. But I'm actually going to use this photo, and I might offset it a little when I'm not sure what I want to do with this photo yet, but I know about where I'm going with this. If it's completely covered, it doesn't matter. I know where I'm going to be working with my design. So the first thing I did with that, not this layout, but another beach layout, which I don't have, it's at my niece's house, I gave it to her. And I started by stenciling. And I got this stencil at the Scraps of Elegance online store, and it's like a chain link grungy type thing, but I thought it fit well with the beach theme, so I'm going to just place at certain sections. Now I'm going to cover this photo just in case it shows through on the layout. I'm going to cover that. So I'm going to add at different sections Let me see. I just want to, I want that area right there below where he's digging in the sand. So that shows up. So I'll lay it here, and then I'll go with the Canna Lily Burnt Orange at just various sections. I'm not going to spray the whole thing, just certain areas. So I definitely want this to show up. So once again, that's dripping. Okay, let me just dab that. Okay, so I'm going to spray this area. And a little of the, I'm almost out of this, bucket of blood red. And that water is giving it a neat, actually I like that effect. Okay, I'm almost out, so I'm gonna just be using the Canna Lily Burnt Orange here. So, okay, I'm gonna lift that, and there you go. Now, look at the photo. If it gets on this, that's fine, because I do have another photo. I have actually two, just in case I mess up. But you know what? I'm going for that look. And that there, I actually like what happened there with the water. It turned out okay. So I'm going to, let's see, cover this again. And maybe come up here. Nah, up here. And spray some more orange up here. Oops, it's covered. And when this is all dry, I'm going to go over it with molding paste. I'm going to do the same stencil. And I want to put some blue in here. So this is the Lindy Stamp Gang Flat Fabio Caribbean Blue, Caribbean Tomato, either one, whatever you say. But I want to put it where the blue in the photo is, so spray some here. And then lift it up. And I just love those colors. They are beautiful. Okay, then after this dries, I'm gonna get the golden molding paste and go over it with this in various sections of the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the layout with some, this is the Grungy Grid background stamp. It's so cool. I used it on my Black Keys layout and I love it. I just kept pressing at different places. You can see it on my blog, but I'm using Archival Ink Cobalt for this stamp. It's a dark blue, it's not so black, so it'll work well with this layout. And I'm just, you know, it might eventually be covered up with shells and gems and chipboard and whatever I put on, you know, it just, I don't know where it goes from here. I just play. But this is how I start out. So I'll put some grids here. sort of, even on the photo, you know, I don't mind. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna go with this yet, but excuse me. I just want these little grids throughout the layout. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just sort of going. I think I'm gonna do an angle on this layout. I tend to do that a lot. I tend to build these beach themes on an angle. So some areas this will be dark, but you know, it's most likely going to be covered up. So, but just the effect, it's neat. I love this stamp. So it's not perfect, it's messy, but the finished effect will be neat. So that's how it looks so far. And still yet to come, I must go over this with the molding paste. And when I go over that, I will be spraying those colors again. But I don't want them so deep. I don't want them as deep as what they are here. I actually ran out of the Shimmers textures that was in the kit, the Home Sweet Home kit. I used it up already. That's how much I love that stuff. I love it. Any texture, it's just great. It gives the layout dimension. So I'll wait till that dries off a little, and then we will come back in with the golden molding paste. Okay, here's the section I went over with molding paste. I used this little spatula, works perfect to go over these areas. And I might go up here just with a little, just to create that texture. It's going to be sprayed, and you know what, it's going to be a little bit diluted because it's wet, but you know what, I have to cover the photo first, but I'm going to spray it with the Canna Lily Burned Orange again, because I just love that color for these beach themed layouts. But not, I don't want a lot of dark color, just a little bit, just to add color and texture. And I like these little dots, that's fine. So then I will lift it and we'll see what that creates. I love it. It's perfect. That's what I wanted. So I'll lift this up. A little bit of texture on there, no problem. Okay, so I have to wait until this molding paste dries along with the Lindy Stamp Gang. And once that dries, then I want to do the mesh. Adhere the mesh with Mod Podge, and most likely I would like to do the snake skin effect to this one, where I lift the mesh while it's almost dry, it's not quite dry, and then it gives that snake skin appearance. So I will show you that a little later once this dries, and I will be back. I'm going to leave this set up, and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, next I want to add Mod Podge to the mesh I cut from the bag full of mesh from the Dollar Tree. I just cut a strip, and what I'm going to do, I was going to put it over here, but that's still wet. I'm going to add it here. And all you need is one of these brushes, sponge, and I use the matte Mod Podge to adhere it. And it gets messy, it's fine. You have to add a lot. And while this is wet, I will be spraying this once again with Lindy's. And when this dries, not completely, I will be lifting it. Just to give a different effect. And then another area I'm going to leave it. Adhered to the layout. So okay, so that's on. And going to cover the photo again so I don't get some mist on it. And I'll do the orange again. That's the main color. Actually, it's the colors in the pink Paislee paper, so it works well. So see how it's so dark here? And you know what? I have this bucket of blood red. I'm just gonna, since it's not spraying, it's soon empty, I'm just gonna drip some color here. Just to give some depth and different colors here. Actually, oops. Oh well, that'll work. And you know what? If that happens, all you need is a paper towel to dab it. But I'm not worried because the effect will be neat. We'll have darks and lights here. So I'll just dab it just a little. It's going to be covered at many areas, so this layout you just can't make any mistakes. But the bucket of blood red is just one of my favorite colors. I use that in so many layouts because it's actually a combination of colors. It's almost mauve, red, brown. It's just a neat color. I love it. So, but you know, that area right there, I'll be putting like a shell or something, but I just mainly want that snakeskin appearance. So I'm gonna spray here too. So once that is almost dry, I'm going to lift it and you'll see the effect. Okay, this is part one of using Lindy's Stamp Gang on my pink Paislee layout from the Scraps of Elegance Home Sweet Home July kit. I'll be bringing you part two in the near future, and thank you for tuning in.